What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Mountain Tough podcast. We're so glad that you're here listening to these episodes week after week. It is our goal to bring you impactful stories and guests that help you live an abundant life. We are doing a shorter episode today with the Mountain Tough staff to dive into some new programming that we are releasing this month. If you haven't already, please leave a review. We love seeing those reviews and rankings come through on the podcast store of your choice. We are so grateful for those when you guys leave those week after week. Now, diving into current events at the lab, there's a lot going on at the lab as always. One of the big announcements for the month of October is the launch of the Gym On-Ramp program. That's what we're going to be diving into today, is why we built that, who we built that for, and who should be diving into that program based on your fitness level and your needs. In addition to the on-ramp program at the lab, make sure you take a look at the Mountain MGDs if you haven't done a few of those already. So the Mountain is a 4-week resilience and mental toughness program using minimal gear. It's some of the toughest minimal gear workouts we've put together for 4 weeks in a row. So in mid-October, we'll be about halfway through that in the MGD side of the app. MGD is minimal gear. It's a new workout every 24 hours, and then it expires every 24 hours. So they're fresh every day. If you haven't checked those out, check those out. That is an elite level program, and it is pushing a lot of people's limits. Also, later this month, we are going into our third Q&A live. We did one 2 months ago with Phil Cornerchuck on mindset. We did one last month with Sarah on training and specifically the Sandbag 20 training questions. Later this month on our live, make sure you look for the announcements on that. We will be sitting down with Tom Walters, and we will be talking about injuries, injury prevention, and prehab rehab. So Tom is the Mountain Tough PT. He is one of the best PTs in the country. And this is your chance to jump on a live and ask him some of your injury questions or your prehab rehab questions. So look for that announcement later this month. And lastly, if you don't have the app, make sure you download the app. You can get a 14-day free trial from mountaintough.com or straight from the App Store. Now, today's show will be a shorter episode, and we're just diving into the Gym On-Ramp program with Sarah, our head trainer. And this is one of our newest programs. So we wanted to answer some questions proactively to the Mountain Tough community on who this is for, why we built it, and who should be looking at starting this program right away. So Sarah is with us today in the podcast studio to break down Gym On-Ramp. And she does have a cold, so she might be coughing a lot.
Oh, I'll fix it. I'll hold it back.
You got a cold plunge.
I know. I got a cold plunge. I got a cold plunge more. That's the solution for everything here at the lab. So
it solves all problems.
I know. It's part of the new Gym On-Ramp. You have to cold plunge every day. So.
That's actually all it is.
It's all it is. There's actually no gym workouts. It's only in your bathtub at home. No, I'm so excited to discuss the new Gym On-Ramp. I personally love working with, highly athletes, but also beginners, because this, taking that first step in the gym or getting back into the gym after a good break is extremely transformative, right? If you have stepped away, you're lacking confidence, you don't know what to do, especially if it's a new gym. It's a scary experience. So my goal, or our goal at Mountain Tough, was to really create something that just said, okay, at least I have a plan. At least I can go in there and I know exactly what to do. It's not a 5-day week. It's 3 days a week. So it still allows you to do the things you love, but it's hopefully gets you closer to stepping outside your comfort zone and getting back into a good groove of going to the gym. A lot of people love to work out at home. That's why our MGDs exist. We have a lot of programs for all accounts, right? Body weight, minimal gear, but there is something about going to the gym and feeling the energy from other people around you, and it's intimidating. Mm-hmm. So this is just to ease that path back into feeling that confidence walking into your gym. So I'm excited.
And it's kind of part of a series that we've been designing for a year or so with all of our programming. Mm-hmm. So all of our programming has a strategy where you can start for the very first time on an on-ramp. And you can do that whether you're a body weight athlete or you're interested in body weight, minimal gear. And now you can do that with gym-based equipment. And then after that, you would move to more of like a foundation program.
Correct. So gym on-ramp is specifically designed to be relatively efficient. So it's only 2 weeks, right? But it's just for those that especially have a history of lifting and weight training that just need a little refresher, and then they can kind of get to our gym foundation program a little bit quicker. But it's also a program, gym on-ramp, where you can repeat it as many times as you need. I mean, these are bread and butter movements that we use in all of our other programs. We've just regressed them a little bit. So you are just establishing a good foundation, and then to take that step one. So these on-ramps that we've created, the body weight, the minimal gear, and now the gym, they really give you, once again, that step one versus being intimidated to start gym foundation or minimal gear foundation. And you're like, how am I ever supposed to get to these higher programs? Well, we have an answer for that now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it seems like every time we talk to a potential Mountain Tough customer, you first have to spend a little bit of time dialing into like their fitness level.
Right.
Are they beginner, intermediate, or elite? And then B, it seems like some people really want to train using minimal gear or no gear. And then some people absolutely prefer gear or a full gym. And that full gym sometimes is at home, or sometimes they're going to their local gym. Yeah. And so this particular program, Gym On-Ramp, will definitely be for that customer who they could be elite or intermediate and they're coming back to the fundamentals.
Right.
But someone who's either going into a gym that has cables and benches and boxes, or they have a pretty robust home gym.
Right. Right. And so the goal with the program wasn't to use every piece of equipment in a gym, right? Because we obviously wanted a distinction between minimal gear and gym. But if you notice, there are some overlaps, right? Like we want you to use dumbbells when you go to the gym. We want you to use a bench, things that you might very well have at home. But we've also incorporated a little bit of TRX work, which most gyms have, a cable system. And not only that, we've actually, the supersets that we've created in Gym On-Ramp make it so that you are going to have to adjust that cable. And sometimes when you walk into a gym and you don't feel comfortable adjusting benches and cables, you just have to go and you do it. And I think that's something that's kind of not talked about a lot, is like just navigating your way through a weight room. Once again, our goal here is to give you the confidence and hold your hand to make sure that you're feeling like, okay, I have a plan. I can go in here and all I need to do is set up my station and I can get my workout in, right? Versus popping all over the gym. Everybody's doing these big circuits. We've made everything very compact so you can stay in one area for a certain part of the workout and then you're transferring to a different area. So there's a lot of strategy behind the experience of your lifting session, right? Using just a couple pieces of equipment at a time. So you're not using 5 things, because a lot of times you see other online programs, they're having you do, 5 different movements with all this equipment. But, if you're in a busy gym, that's not doable. Then that's not good gym etiquette. So we've incorporated that, but also we've made them very manageable, 30 to 40 minutes, including a very solid mobility warm-up, activation warm-up, full workout, and full cool down. So very efficient workouts. You're not spending an hour and a half in the gym, and every workout is a total body workout.
I think my other favorite thing about this program, Gym On-Ramp, is that a lot of folks that I've experienced will walk into a gym and, like you said, they're going to be extremely intimidated if it's their first time, or maybe they haven't been in 10 years or so. And so usually when I see them extremely intimidated, they're going to go straight to the machines.
Correct.
Which, machines have their benefits, but for like a functional mountain athlete,
right,
we want to get them off those machines, but they don't quite have the knowledge to know what to do. And this program's going to essentially hold them by the hand and take them through those baby steps so that they feel pretty comfortable with what they're doing in a weight room by the end of these 6 workouts, essentially.
Yep. And combining certain movements. So at the end of a workout, you know that you've got a well-balanced week behind you versus like, okay, well, I did a little bit more lower body pushing. I needed to work posterior chain. Like that I've taken care of that for you. Mm-hmm. Like we've made sure that every workout is balanced. We're focused on really great tempo, control. You can regress or progress any of the exercises by adding weight or slowing down. So every single workout has a video associated with it that goes through the entire workout in detail with technique points and demonstrations. So you can pull up to the gym, watch your very short video of me breaking the workout down for you, showing you the movements, and then there are PDFs that are accessible. So once you get into the gym, you're not sitting there trying to watch a video. You'll have that reference point for you to just kind of refer back to and say, oh, I remember what that looked like.
That's awesome.
And then you do that. So we try to make it as easy as we could. Ideally, it would be a follow along, but that's hard to do in a gym setting. So we've had great success with on-ramp body weight and minimal gear on-ramp because they were follow along. But with gym, you've got to kind of learn how to navigate the gym on your own. Yep. And just having that PDF to refer to is super important, and having that video you can watch right when you wake up or literally when you're parked in the parking lot.
And then tactically, let's break down the program just so everyone knows what it looks like just from specifics. So 2 weeks, what does a week look like?
A week looks like 3 workouts, so designed to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Once again, workouts are 30 to 40 minutes, incorporate a mobility and activation warm-up as well as a cool down. So that's your time slot. Now, some people that will take 25 minutes, others it might take 45, depending on your comfortability. It lasts for 2 weeks, so it's 6 workouts. The second week looks very, very similar to the first. And I did that because you can't do a workout and movements one time, right? A normal program, there's progressive overload, and I've just given very small tweaks and advice of how to progress something if you're feeling comfortable. But if you're a true novice or an amateur in the gym, you're going to want to repeat these movements several times.
For sure.
So it's important to repeat that. And then once again, if you're going to do on-ramp 2 times, 3 times, it's totally okay to repeat the same workout multiple times so you're more and more comfortable with it every single time you do it.
Yeah.
Versus throwing a bunch of new movements at you, 6 different workouts with 6 different schemes. We've kept everything very, very simple. Normal supersets or trisets, meaning 2 exercises back and forth, or 3 exercises rotating through. So it is circuit-based versus a traditional do your 3 sets of deadlifts and rest in between. So we want to keep you moving, kind of keep the heart rate going a little bit, and then designated rest in between each block.
Yep. So it's a gym program. It's not necessarily a pure strength program.
No.
So we're still training the Mountain Tough community in a very functional way.
Correct. Yeah. So we've definitely, are you going to get the strongest you've ever been on this program? No, it's 2 weeks. It's really just to kind of get your feet wet back in the gym. And that's why we encourage to repeat those workouts with confidence. Like, I want to do better this week on my Bulgarian split squats. It's never going to be more than 2 weeks before you see those again. So yeah, it's the same movements, just working on good, strong upper body pushing, lower body pulling, isolateral work with lunging and Bulgarian split squats. So everything comes together by the end of the 2 weeks.
When you think about gym on-ramp, who comes to mind that like this is the perfect program for? What type of person are you usually visualizing when you think about that? I
think of somebody, I've been a personal trainer for 15, 16 years, and almost every person that comes to me in their first session, they've tried to go to the gym on their own, and they're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm doing it right. And I don't know where anything is. And I went online to try to find something, but the bench press was taken and then I had to go. It's intimidating. So the ideal person that I wrote this for is either somebody that's, like I said, has a history of lifting weights and just needs a little bit of direction, that feels pretty confident with form and just needs something efficient and easy to follow, or for that novice lifter that doesn't know anything, right?
For sure.
That's why, we wanted to keep things very simple. At Mountain Tough, we pride ourselves in making unique, fun, crazy, awesome workouts. But when it comes to establishing a baseline in the weight room, if the workout should be relatively boring because you're establishing your fundamental movements, and then you can start to have some fun.
Yeah, you're going back to the fundamentals.
Exactly. But if you're new to it, it is fun. I always say that's so transformative. I always joke that it's the first day of the rest of your life because you're going to be doing these movements forever. You're walking upstairs, you're picking heavy things off the floor, you're doing it. And there's no better way to live a more abundant life or feel less pain, prevent injury than doing those bread and butter movements of real time and real life in the weight room and getting stronger at them and more mobile. It's like this is a cohesive program of mobility, activation, strength, and cool downs. So it's I get excited about it because it's as somebody that has watched lifting and weight training really change people's lives because it's something that they've never done before. And it starts off as normally an aesthetic goal of losing weight and that, but then all of a sudden they're like, I feel so good. I feel so much stronger. I did this that I never thought I was going to do. And all of a sudden it's not about losing weight. It's about how great they feel, and whether it's playing with their kids or hiking up a mountain or being able to run around on the beach or whatever it is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy how transformative it can be if you think about like deadlifting, squatting, benching, pulling, pushing, just going through the discipline and doing that year after year in the gym, how that can trickle down into all these other areas of your life.
Yes.
And after time, it's not like super sexy. Like at first it is when you're like starting a brand new program, but it is just the discipline of doing it and being familiar with it and then working on different goals, whether it's like a strength block or whether it's a cardio or endurance block.
Right.
But it's creating that longevity where you can be healthy and active, like past your 30s into your 40s into your 50s, like really kind of pushing the limits of what aging can look like, as long as you're keeping these bread and butter movements in your monthly routine for long periods of time. I also think that it's interesting looking at all like elite level sports and how every athlete in those sports comes back to the fundamentals. So gym on-ramp certainly is ideal for a beginner, someone who's never touched a weight room, or someone who hasn't been in a weight room in 10, 20 years, and you want to work out with gym equipment. Like this is the program for you for sure. But we see so many elites, whether it's in pro sports or the military, where there's different times a year where they're going to circle back to the fundamentals and kind of rebuild their programming. And so going through on-ramp is not bad for those folks either.
No, not at all. I mean, writing this, most of these movements that are in this on-ramp program, we as a staff do in our workouts, throughout the week and throughout the month. We do slight variations. We use different weights and equipment, but essentially it's movement patterns and learning how to do them properly, most importantly. So this is also great. It dawned on me, if you're somebody that has done this, if you go to the gym all the time and you've done this same program for the last 10 years, this might be for you.
Switch it up,
right? bodies are creatures of adaptation. And once our bodies are so used to something year after year, that different stimulus is it's going to really kickstart a different process in your body. So if you're looking for just something different, not that you're starting over or anything like that, but you just want a unique perspective and you want to hear coaching points that you haven't heard before, whether it's from me or Dustin, like this is the program for that. And then eventually Gym Foundation. So continuing that progressive overload and hearing it from a different perspective, like try it out.
Yes.
You know?
Especially if you just want to see kind of what Mountain Tough's all about.
Yeah.
With Gym On Ramp, you can finish the whole program on that 14-day free trial in the app. And then you'll be able to progress right into Gym Foundation and then progress into all our other more advanced programs in a really safe and healthy way without just getting hammered right out of the gate. It'll be like a nice glide path into some of our more advanced programming.
Yeah. And, you know, we hear it all the time. Mountain Tough, we've created programs, you know, for elite level athletes and military athletes. And yeah, that is intimidating. But what we've really focused on in the last couple of years is creating that perfect pathway where you can, every step of the way, you can see yourself eventually getting there. So it's not, you know, you focus on winning the battles, not the war, because it's a process. So don't be afraid of just taking this first step, right? The first step, and it's 2 weeks. We're not asking you guys to commit for an 8-week beginner program. This, you might feel, okay, wow, that was eye-opening, or that was way harder than I thought, or okay, I'm feeling better than I thought. I'm going to go to Gym Foundation. So this was created so that you have that first stepping stone to just assess where you are in your journey.
Let's break it down a little further for the audience. So I got the app. I click on Gym On Ramp. I'm going to start day 1 next week. So I'm either going to do this at my home gym or I'm going to drive into my local gym. What kind of equipment do I need to execute this program start to finish?
So we have incorporated barbell work. So we're going to be doing barbell bench press. So barbell bench press, we're going to be doing dumbbell work. We're going to be doing kettlebell work, all of which should be found at a local gym. I've incorporated some stability ball work, some TRX, cable machine, so adjustable cable machine, and then a collection of bands. So the bands are going to be very much utilized in your warm-ups. So once again, I keep mentioning we have a full mobility warm-up, and then we have an activation warm-up, which is where those bands come in. So you're going to need a glute band and a couple different weights. So I break all of that down for everybody in that first warm-up video, in those warm-up videos of what bands you're going to need. So all of that equipment is equipment that almost all gyms have. Now, we're always there to support if your gym doesn't have a TRX, for instance. You ride into support and we'll give you that modification. But we tried to keep it where you did a little bit of barbell work, but you're still doing dumbbell and kettlebell. Because those movements, we want to get people off those machines and get their bodies moving more functionally. And you do that with free weights.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, and I always tell the Mountain Tough community, most towns in America are going to have 4 or 5 gyms where you can execute all these Mountain Tough programs at.
Right.
So you can drive into your Planet Fitness type gym. It's not ideal. There are some benefits of that for a lot of folks because it's super cheap. So you can get like a super cheap gym membership. That gym's mostly going to be full of machines, but usually you can kind of like sneak over in the corner and find their functional section and get all of the Mountain Tough programs done in an environment like that. It's usually a little more ideal to look in your town and find that gym that is a little bit more focused on functional training. Most towns in the country have them now, but if you don't, like Sarah said, we will help you modify your way through this. So all of this can be accomplished in almost any gym.
And it's also important to note that we've also created the program where when I think of Planet Fitness, I think of just cardio, all the time, tons of treadmills and things like that. This is a 3-day-a-week program. So 6 workouts, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do encourage people to get out and still go for a walk or a run or a bike ride on those off days. I need to mention it more because a lot of people reach out and they're like, I'm feeling really good. Is there something I could do on the off days? My best and advice I always tell people, do something you really enjoy because you're going to do that more often than something that I tell you to do, like interval hill sprints on a treadmill. That might sound like death to some people.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy going for a walk with your kiddos or walking your dog or going for a swim or something like that, we highly encourage movement on those other days. And we obviously also, with our mountain movement section, have yoga-based, mobility, which is only going to benefit and lend to this program.
Yeah, starting that habit of just training every day.
Right.
Like
Movement.
whether it's on this program or on the off days, just getting outside, get a mile walk in and then bump that up to 2 miles, then 3 miles. Just a constant progression.
Because we understand also getting to the gym 5 days a week, it's a time commitment. And so if you have a home gym, awesome. If you don't, that's okay too. Just commit to those 3 days, separate that time. If you're clicking on gym on-ramp, you obviously want to get back into the gym. So we've made it pretty easy, 3 days a week for 2 weeks. Start there and see if you can handle more in your schedule. But if not, that's okay. 3 days a week is awesome as long as we shoot to stay active on those other days as well.
And then I get the app, I get gym on-ramp. I go to my gym, I knock out the full program. I get through the full 2 weeks. I'm doing a little bit of cardio outside on my off days, feeling amazing. Program is done. What should I do after that?
So gym on-ramp is the ideal step before gym foundation. So gym foundation is going to be a 4-day-a-week program. So you're adding that extra day. And it also is going to have a little bit more of a challenging cardiovascular program. So it's going to have 2 designated lift days in gym foundation, a good conditioning day, and then a flush day. So it's going to be definitely a level up from gym on-ramp.
For sure.
Gym on-ramp does not have any of the cardio built into the program. It is just purely weight training and lifting circuits, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, versus that gym foundation that has the lift days, the conditioning, the flush, everything like that. So that's going to be a big step that hopefully you're ready for after 1 or 2 times through gym on-ramp.
Folks are going to feel insanely awesome after that sequence.
Yeah.
2 weeks of gym on-ramp, 4 weeks of gym foundation. They'll essentially feel like
8 weeks gym foundation.
8 weeks.
Yeah, 8 weeks gym foundation.
They'll feel like a brand new person at the end of that. And then they'll be able to progress to all the other Mountain Tough gym-based programs. So they'll be able to go postseason strength, spring elite, spring. There's a lot of options with gym equipment when they finish that cycle.
It's definitely a door opener.
For sure.
It's just that if you've been nervous, you're like, I need to get back to the gym. I just don't know what to do. I just need somebody to tell me what to do. Here I am. My name is Coach Sarah, and I am here to tell you what to do. That's what I'm good at. Just ask all my clients. And this is where I get excited, is because I think, once again, that transition from a mindset of just purely, I need to lose weight, I need to look better in a bathing suit, I felt awesome hiking with my dog the other day, or I picked my grandkid up off of the floor and didn't feel back pain, or whatever it is. Like those moments are what we love to hear about, and having a step one for that community that isn't quite ready for gym foundation. Like that's what we have worked on providing. And this is kind of that last on-ramp. And I could definitely see more coming soon because there's so much to learn in the gym, but it's good to have just a simple approach.
The starting point.
Yep.
I'm so stoked because I believe, just like you mentioned, that gym equipment can certainly change someone's life entirely. And a lot of people have that intimidation factor. And I think just stepping in, sitting in that parking lot, like playing the video on your phone, knowing exactly what to do, and then just walking in with a plan, and then that's definitely going to just change the trajectory of someone's life. Like it is about fitness, but then it is going to be those stories that we see every day where it's like sleeping better, like less stress. I'm a better father. I'm a better husband. I'm a better friend. And then just being familiar on that equipment, the levels you can take that next in terms of like strength and where you want to go. But you got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. And it's with Gym On Ramp.
On Ramp. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much, Sarah. Stoked to get this product out to the Mountain Tough community.
I'm excited. I can't wait to hear the feedback. I think our on-rampers have been incredible with their feedback and how having that stepping stone just has opened, once again, so many doors. And so this just makes total sense to incorporate the gym into these on-ramp programs because it's an intimidating environment and we're here to take that intimidation out of it.
For sure. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome to see a bunch of people go through it this fall and then progress into that next program.
Absolutely. All right. Well, good luck, Mountain Tough. We can't wait to hear from you.
Now we have to do the awkward close.
Oh, have a great day. High five.
Thanks, Mountain Tough. We'll see you next time.